For this month's new First Responder Spotlight, we hear from two homicide detectives in Rochester and a fellow officer on the long journey to find justice for a family more than 3 years after their son's murder. Meet Rochester Police Detectives Matt Klein, Mario Correa, and Officer Chris Shingleton. Last month, during a press conference on a murder arrest, they were singled out for their tireless effort and years of work to bring closure to the family of James Hallenbeck, the 29-year-old local musician, shot and killed while out for a walk not far from the Genesee River. That was in southwest Rochester, August 21st, 2022. Early that morning, Klein and Correa got called in and quickly went to the scene, realizing there wasn't a lot to work with. This was truly a random attack. In the days that followed, they did get their first lead.
The victim's phone was on my desk, and while we were going through and reviewing video and trying to figure out video sources to develop a lead, he had a text message on his phone saying that his Bank of America card had been used or was being used, and it came up as like a fraud style text message.
A group of people used Hallenbeck's card in Genesee County, but eventually they determined none of them were involved in the homicide. As time went on, they kept looking for another clue, going through hundreds of hours of footage from the scene by the Phyllis Wheatley Library. Around the time of the murder, there was a car parked there with multiple people inside.
And we eventually found out they were using the Wi-Fi at the library. So we had search warrants, we had data that we had to pour through, and that's when Chris came up to our unit in a capacity to help us out, and he did a ton of work. I mean, he dug through a lot of the data we received back from the search warrants, helped write additional search warrants, but really Chris is the one who, through his investigative efforts, and he could talk about it, really broke it and started out with an email address, and then the case really started to build from there.
Really dug into the video and looked into the records for, stolen vehicles, and we ended up coming up with, a lead, and then with all the other casework from the search warrants and stuff, really dug in on that and found that we can kind of take further steps to, concrete our leads.
That break got them a potential suspect, later identified as 21-year-old Rajul Keaton.
Allowed us time to research as much as we could, anything about his social media, his associates, his family, his prior arrests, everything from phone numbers, and those were just all pieces of or tools to our investigation that kind of led us to an extra piece of the puzzle, I guess, for lack of a better term.
It took some time, but they got the arrest. Keaton was picked up during a traffic stop in November on robbery and murder charges. And while these officers are proud to finally have someone in custody, that's just one arrest. They're working to make more. And as we wrapped up our interview, they told me if anyone has a lead on this homicide or any others they're working on, please reach out. They can always use your help. We'll be back next month with a new First Responder Spotlight as our series continues. If you know someone we should highlight, please let us know. Nomination forms with the rest of our stories over at rochesterfirst.com.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.